Well, in the compound men, it's the main event, and it's an all-American affair, as Reo Wilde will face his compadre, Braden Gellenthien. These two will team up tomorrow in the team matches, but right now it's head-to-head competition between Gellenthien, who's on the right, and Reo Wilde, who is on the left. Reo shooting at target number 1 and Gellenthien on target number 2. The same target where Dominique Chenet just captured a bronze medal. Should be a good one.
Most definitely.
Good look at Reo Wilde on target number 1, ranked 2nd in the world coming in. He won his quarterfinal match by 2 points and then defeated Paul Titcher, as we mentioned already, by 2 points. You can see his victory so far this week in the elimination rounds. He's been tested this week here in Antalya, but so has Braden Gellenthien. So Reo Wilde ranked 2nd in the world, doffing his cap to the crowd from Pocatello, Idaho. Long way from home, but an experienced hand taking on the 25-year-old Braden Gellenthien, ranked 4th in the world right now. He defeated Dominique Chenet in the semifinals by 6 points. Had a real scare in the quarterfinals, though. Had to go to a shoot-off where he won. Both he and his competitor shot 10s, but Braden's arrow was closer to the center of the target, and thus he was able to advance and reach the gold medal match here in the men's compound competition. So the two Americans from the United States, Reo Wilde and Braden Gellenthien, about to square off in Antalya. The judge signaling we're all set to go. And they step up to the shooting line. And it will be Reo Wilde on the right, taking the first shot. Both of these archers fully capable of running the table,
7,
and shooting a perfect 150. And there's a 10 for Reo Wilde to start it off.
Yeah, Reo holds the world record with a 150 at the moment. Just on X count.
Braden Gellenthien keeping pace. So the first 2 shots of the match, both in the 10 ring.
10, 9, 8.
Rio coming
7,
off a gold medal
6,
performance at stage 1 in
5,
Shanghai, where he defeated Julio Ricardo Fierro of Mexico, 147 to 138. I suspect this match will be a little bit closer.
I think it definitely will be closer. I think one mistake here into the 9 ring could possibly cost the match. Rio's been on great form this week. I think his first 3 matches he dropped 2 points.
9, 8,
There
7,
you see the
6,
pulley and cable
5,
system
4,
employed in the compound bow. And there's 3 straight 10s to start off the first end for Reo Wilde,
I couldn't see.
who usually has something to smile about.
He certainly does. He's probably, so does Braden.
I enjoy watching both of these guys. Braden Gellenthien, a very emotional athlete, brings that to the sport.
Yeah, and Reo, he's Mr. Cool. Yeah, you know, you don't see much emotion from Reo. There's, even when he's doing well, he's pretty focused on what he does. So
usually most of the expression you'll get from Reo is when he actually misses, and when I say miss, by that I mean he shoots a 9 instead of a 10, and then he usually smiles and laughs at himself.
He does. He had a fantastic ranking round. He was 2 points off his own world record in the ranking round.
Of course, yesterday, he and Erica Anschutz set a world record in the mixed
did you have
team.
to remind me? It was against me and Duncan.
I'm sorry. I was going to leave that part out. There's Erica Anschutz right there.
Sure, they'll be going for gold tomorrow in the mixed team.
You've got to figure when somebody's setting a world record, it's just their day, right?
I thought they were a little rude to do it, but but there's good, you know, we're all good friends off the line, which is nice. This is what I love about the sport. You step on the line, you compete, but off the line.
We can break bread?
Exactly.
Okay.
Nice shot.
All right, who's going to blink first?
I'm not sure. I mean, Reo hasn't had an X yet, so.
He hasn't been exactly perfect.
Exactly. Oh, there we go.
There's a little bit of a slip right there by Braden Gellenthien.
And Reo will feed off that. There we go.
Go bury this one.
He doesn't need much of an opening, does he?
Not at all. 1 point is all it takes, and Braden will know that.
9.
Okay. Looks like the wind may have shifted a little, or he's moved his sight too much because he was over on the right-hand side of the target. And
10.
ooh,
But Reo Wilde not perfect either.
he had a little smile to himself. 3 9s from Braden.
Needed a 10 there to pull back within 1. He trails by 2, 59 to 57.
You'd have to say against Reo that you know.
That's a lot of ground to make up.
It is, because knowing Reo, a 2 point lead is a lot.
Now these two did meet up
Behind
in the indoor season in France, in Nîmes, and Braden actually defeated Reo in that competition. So right now Reo trying to turn the tables on him. Braden trying to improve upon his performance in Shanghai 2 weeks ago, where he lost in the quarterfinals in the individual competition. However, did win a team gold medal in Shanghai, so did not go home empty-handed.
And he's in the team with Reo and Dave Cousins tomorrow, so another medal.
Yes, another medal and
Yeah,
possibly
definitely.
gold.
Yes. So Rio's got the chance of hitting 3 gold medals this weekend.
And that's what he talked about coming in here. He was hoping to go home from Antalya with 3 gold medals. The 2 gold medals and the silver in Shanghai were not enough.
No.
Not for Reo. He's a little greedy.
Well, I mean, I suppose when it comes down to the mixed team and the team, you've got to, you've got somebody else shooting with you. You've got to rely on them shooting well. In this, it's all down to Reo.
On those broad shoulders,
Nice shot right there.
almost hit the spider. Both gentlemen starting off with bullseyes here in the 3rd end. And another 10 for Braden Gellenthien, who's gotten back into his groove.
Let's go, boss.
He's got to hope that Reo shoots some 9s.
So far, Rio's only shot 1 9
9.
in this match, and he
Nice
continues
shot.
to shoot 10s.
He's in the X ring now.
So out of his first 8 shots, 7 of them have been 10s.
Oh, that's another 9 from Braden. He's not looking comfortable.
Ten, 9, 8, 7.
With the wind
Good
coming
job.
out of the west, Reo Wilde puts it in the center ring.
That's it.
And on his first 9 shots, he's hit the bullseye 8 times. As a result, after the first 9 arrows, Reo Wilde has been able to build himself a bit of a lead here in the men's
Oh, yeah.
compound
I looked
gold
it up.
medal
It's
match.
really
89 out of a
back
possible
here.
90.
Back to school.
Has left only 1 point out there on the field thus far.
And it wasn't that far out either.
No, it wasn't. He
He
just doesn't give his competitors much of an opportunity.
No, not at all. I mean, I saw the score go up in the ranking round. He shot a 359 out of a possible 360 with 22 out of the 36 arrows in the X ring.
And if you're competing against that, that's got to get a little discouraging.
Yeah, you just look and there's a stack of arrows in the X ring every time.
Well, it was tied after the first end at 30 all. Reo took a 2-point lead after the second end. Has built it up to 3 points now, 89 to 86.
You'd have to say that coming back from 3 points down against Reo Wilde is a pretty tall order.
Braden Gellenthien will try to scale that mountain and starts off with a 10.
10, 9. Nice shot.
Reo also in the center ring. Reo, of course, captured the silver medal at the World Cup finals last fall in Istanbul. And Braden back in the center ring again. Trying to stay close, trying to give himself an opportunity. If Reo Wilde will give him one, but it doesn't appear as though that's going to happen.
I don't think Rio's in any mood to give anybody an opportunity.
9.
And the 9 won't help Braden's chances. So Braden Gellenthien, who did win 2 gold medals here at the second stage in Antalya last year,
10.
going to have a tough time winning a gold medal here in this match. As
Good job, brother, right
3
there.
straight 10s by Reo Wilde in the 4th end have built the lead up to 4 points at 119 to 115. And Reo Wilde knows how to close out a match, knows how to close out his competition. Of course, this is what he works on 3 hours a day. Goes out, shoots 3-4 hours a day. Says he keeps score on every arrow.
Yeah, I was down the practice field this morning, and he was shooting on the next target to me, and he was scoring then. He was shooting good.
And that's what the great ones do. I mean, they try to make it as though they're in a match every time they're out there shooting.
Sure. I mean, you've got to keep on your game. It's easy to stand there and just shoot arrows for the sake of shooting arrows, but if there's no meaning to it, you can get yourself into some bad habits.
Well, right now, Reo Wilde has a habit of picking up metals and hardware and taking them back to Pocatello, Idaho, and he's 3 arrows away from doing that.
You might need a separate house to to store them all soon.
He is building a new house. Hopefully there'll be some added room in that house for the
Trophy
trophies, trophies and the medals. I got a feeling he's taking that into consideration. Beautiful shot.
Ten, 9.
One of the rare 9s for Reo Wilde, but he's got a little cushion to work with.
He has, yeah, and he's having a bit of a laugh on the line about it. Nice shooting by Braden.
Ten, 9, 8, 7. There you go.
Dead center. Dead center. So a 3-point deficit as Gellenthien lines up his final shot, and it's a 10. That's an excellent round of shooting.
Triple X, yep. That's a good finish for Braden.
3 straight bullseyes in that 5th and final end for Braden Gellenthien. But all he needs is an 8. He gets a 10. And Reo Wilde puts the final nail in the coffin. Comes over, congratulates his buddy, whom he'll team up with tomorrow in the team competition. But there you go, the victory salute by Reo Wilde here in Antalya. He won the gold medal in Shanghai in the men's gold medal match, and he wins again, so that's back-to-back victories here on the Archery World Cup Tour.
And I think he'll be looking to do the same in Ogden. Because I know that he's rooming with Brady Ellison, and they have a few bets going.
Oh, I'm sure they do. And when they get back into the States, they enjoy obviously being able to, well, Pocatello is only about an hour and a half's drive from Ogden, Utah. So that'll be a little bit shorter commute than it was to Antalya.
Yeah, and I think his family are coming out as well, which is always nice. Get your family to support you.